The distant horizon. The quantum research station Zenith hung like a crystalline spider in the vast emptiness of the Orion frontier. Its gleaming exterior belied the intensity of scientific pursuit happening within its reinforced walls. Dr. Lyra Voss stood motionless, her reflection fragmenting across the holographic displays that surrounded her workstation. Her fingers traced the surface of the recently excavated artifact, a fragment no larger than her palm, yet radiating an energy that defied every known scientific principle. Crystalline structures pulsed with an internal light that seemed to breathe, to whisper secrets from beyond the boundaries of known space. "Commander Strand," she called, her voice cutting through the ambient hum of technological equipment, "you need to see this." Commander Rorik Strand approached, his weathered face a map of countless interstellar missions. His cybernetic left eye, a testament to years of exploration, scanned the artifact with mechanical precision. "What am I looking at, Voss?" Lyra's hands moved across the holographic interface, expanding molecular representations that danced and shifted like living mathematics. "It's not just an artifact. It's a message. Or perhaps, the key." The research station was humanity's furthest outpost, a beacon of scientific exploration where the most brilliant minds congregated to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Dr. Zara Colin, the station's lead xenobiologist, approached with measured steps, her augmented neural implants already processing the data streaming from Lyra's analysis. "The molecular structure," Zara muttered, "it's impossible. These quantum entanglements suggest a civilization far beyond our current understanding of physics." Commander Strand's cybernetic eye flickered, running rapid diagnostics. "Impossible is a word we've learned to be cautious without here, Dr. Colin." Lyra's research had always been about pushing boundaries. As the station's premier xenoarchaeologist, she had dedicated her life to understanding civilizations long forgotten, to hearing the echoes of voices silenced by the infinite darkness of space. This artifact was different. Unlike previous discoveries that spoke of technological achievements or cultural remnants, this fragment seemed alive. It resonated with a frequency that seemed to exist between reality and imagination, between matter and pure energy. "The carbon dating is inconclusive," Lyra explained, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "But the quantum signature suggests this artifact is simultaneously ancient and timeless." Commander Strand's pragmatic military background conflicted with the almost mystical nature of the discovery. "Timeless? Explain." Lyra took a deep breath. "It's as if this object exists in multiple temporal states simultaneously. Its molecular structure suggests it can communicate across dimensional barriers." Dr. Colin's augmented eyes widened. "Are you suggesting this could be a transdimensional communication device?" Before Lyra could respond, the station's environmental systems began to fluctuate. Lights pulsed with an alien rhythm, and the artifact in her hand began to emit a soft, almost musical vibration. Something was awakening. Something that had been waiting, perhaps for millennia, to be discovered. The quantum research station held its breath, suspended between scientific exploration and the precipice of an unknown revelation. Fractures in reality. Dr. Marolenkov arrived on the quantum research station Zenith like a ghost emerging from the shadows of scientific possibility. Her reputation was legendary, an interdimensional researcher who had spent decades studying the theoretical boundaries between parallel realities. "The artifact is creating temporal fractures," she announced, her voice cutting through the tense atmosphere of the research bay. Her fingers danced across a holographic interface that seemed to bend and twist with impossible geometries. Lyra Voss watched in fascination as Mara worked. The artifact continued its cryptic pulsing, now creating localized quantum distortions that made the very air shimmer with potential realities. "We're not just observing an object," Mara explained, "we're witnessing a living communication system that exists across multiple dimensional planes." Eswensi, the station's AI, calculated probabilities with lightning speed. Temporal displacement detected. Multiple quantum signatures converging. A figure materialized at the edge of the research bay, neither fully solid nor completely translucent. Krell, an enigmatic alien envoy, stepped forward. His form seemed to flicker between different states of existence, a living embodiment of the artifact's mysterious nature. "You have activated the resonance cipher," Krell spoke, his voice echoing as if coming from multiple directions simultaneously. "A mechanism left behind by the architects. Commander Strand's cybernetic I-word, attempting to process the unprecedented encounter." "The architects? Who are they?" Krell's form shifted, revealing glimpses of complex biological and technological integrations. A civilization that existed before the concept of linear time. "We are but fragments of their grand design." Dr. Voron stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his initial skepticism. "You're saying this artifact is a message from a civilization that transcends our understanding of time and space?" "Not a message," Krell corrected, "a key. A mechanism to reconnect fragmented realities." Lyra felt the artifact pulse in her hand, its energy now synchronized with Krell's presence. The research station's walls seemed to breathe, reality itself becoming malleable. "The convergence approaches," Krell continued. "Your discovery is not accidental. It is a deliberate quantum alignment." Holographic projections erupted around them, complex mathematical equations, star charts of unknown galaxies, and glimpses of realities that existed beyond human comprehension. Each projection told a fragment of a story far larger than their current understanding. Dr. Colin's xenobiological sensors went into overdrive. "The artifact is rewriting its own molecular structure. It's adapting, evolving with each moment of observation." Commander Strand's military training battled with the surreal nature of the encounter. "Are we looking at a potential threat or a scientific breakthrough?" Krell's form began to destabilize, his presence becoming more ethereal. The line between threat and opportunity is often a matter of perspective. The architects designed this moment of contact with precise intention. As Krell's image faded, the artifact in Lyra's hand began to transform, its crystalline structure shifting into configurations that hinted at realities beyond human imagination. The Quantum Research Station Zenith stood at the precipice of a discovery that would challenge everything humanity understood about existence itself. The resistance emerges. Nikolai Revan materialized in the research station's secure communication hub, his arrival as unexpected as it was dramatic. Leader of the Quantum Resistance, a clandestine group dedicated to protecting humanity from potentially catastrophic dimensional discoveries, he moved with the precision of a strategic mastermind. "Shut it down," he commanded, his voice cutting through the complex quantum readings that filled the room. Dar. Arya Frost, the station's dimensional anomaly specialist, stood her ground. "We're on the verge of the most significant scientific breakthrough in human history," Arya challenged, her augmented neural interface crackling with energy. Lyra Voss stepped forward, the artifact now pulsing with an almost sentient rhythm in her hand. "The artifact is more than a discovery. It's a bridge between realities." Nikolai's eyes, enhanced with quantum tracking implants, scanned the room. "Bridges can be dangerous. Some boundaries are meant to remain uncrossed." SWNC, the station's AI, interrupted. "Dimensional stress increasing. Multiple quantum signatures converging." The holographic displays began to fracture, showing glimpses of alternate realities, worlds both familiar and utterly alien. A projection materialized, a version of the research station, but subtly different. In this alternate reality, the artifact had been activated decades earlier, with catastrophic consequences. Cities dissolved into quantum foam, entire civilizations erased from existence. "This is what happens when you don't understand the full potential of what you're dealing with," Nikolai warned. Dr. Voron analyzed the projection, his fingers dancing across quantum mathematical equations. "It's a warning, not a certainty. Each observation changes the potential outcome." The artifact in Lyra's hand began to resonate more intensely. Geometric patterns of light emerged, mapping connections between realities that defied conventional understanding. Commander Strand's cybernetic systems struggled to process the overwhelming quantum information. The architects designed this as a test, Krell's voice echoed from the previous encounter, now seeming to emerge from the artifact itself. A moment of convergence where a civilization chooses its path. Arya Frost stepped closer to the artifact. It's not just showing us potential futures. It's presenting a choice. Nikolai's resistance training battled with the scientific wonder before him. Some choices are too dangerous to make. Suddenly, the station's quantum field began to destabilize. Reality itself seemed to become fluid, with multiple versions of the research team flickering in and out of existence. Versions of Lyra from different realities momentarily overlapped, some triumphant, some desperate, some destroyed. "We're at the quantum nexus," HFY announced. "Dimensional convergence imminent." The artifact pulsed with a final, intense burst of energy. A choice was approaching, one that would determine the fate of not just their reality, but potentially all realities. Lyra looked at her colleagues, Nikolai, Arya, Commander Strand, Dr. Voron, each understanding that the next moment would change everything. The universe held its breath, waiting. The Resonance Protocol. Dr. Elian Voron arrived on the Quantum Research Station Zenith like a storm of contained energy. His reputation preceded him, a quantum physicist known for theories that danced on the razor's edge between brilliance and madness. As he entered the secure research wing, the artifact seemed to pulse with anticipation. "Dr. Voss," he greeted Lyra, his eyes already scanning the holographic displays, "I received your emergency transmission. This is unprecedented." Lyra had spent the last 72 hours without sleep, her mind racing with the artifact's impossible properties. The station's AI, HFY, had been running continuous analysis, its quantum processors working at near maximum capacity. "The artifact is responding to specific quantum frequencies," Lyra explained, her fingers tracing complex mathematical patterns in the air. "But it's not just responding. It's communicating." Dr. Voron's skepticism was palpable. Communication implies intelligence. This could be nothing more than complex resonance patterns. Sync's voice emerged from the station's communication matrix, smooth and precise. "Correction, Dr. Voron. The quantum signature demonstrates structural complexity beyond random resonance. Probability of intentional communication, 87.6%. Commander Strand watched from the sidelines, his cybernetic eye capturing every minute detail. The military had invested heavily in this research station, and unexpected discoveries were both exciting and potentially dangerous. Lyra pulled up a holographic representation of the artifact's quantum signature. It resembled a three-dimensional mandala, constantly shifting and reforming. "Look at the way it reconstructs itself. Each time we probe its structure, it adapts." Dr. Voron leaned closer, his augmented glasses running rapid spectral analyses. "It's like the artifact is learning. Responding to our investigation in real time." Suddenly, the station's environmental systems flickered. The artifact began to emit a low, harmonic frequency that seemed to resonate through the very metal of the research station. Dr. Colin's xenobiological sensors went haywire, detecting energy signatures that defied current scientific understanding. "Something is trying to breach our dimensional barrier," HFY announced, its typically calm voice carrying a hint of uncertainty. Commander Strand's hand instinctively moved to the security protocols. "Can we contain it?" Before anyone could respond, a holographic projection erupted from the artifact. It wasn't a clear image, but a series of complex geometric patterns that seemed to pulse with an inner light. Mathematical equations danced in the air, forming and reforming faster than the human eye could track. "It's a message," Lyra whispered, her voice a mixture of scientific excitement and profound reverence. "But not in any language we understand." Dr. Voron's hands moved rapidly, attempting to decode the quantum language. "These aren't just equations. They're a map. A map to something beyond our current understanding of space and time. The artifact continued to pulse, its message both an invitation and a challenge. Something was calling from beyond the known boundaries of human exploration, a civilization that existed in the spaces between reality, waiting to be understood. And on the Quantum Research Station Zenith, a team of the most brilliant minds in human history stood at the threshold of a discovery that would change everything.